Okay, speaking of, to use evidence in a paragraph, follow these 3 easy steps. First, introduce the evidence, then state the evidence, and then explain the main message you are emphasizing. You have to start with the topic sentence where you make an assertion, and ideally, the paragraph's topic sentence will assert a claim taken from your thesis statement. Topic sentence, start with the transition word. To begin, in The Crucible by Arthur Miller, Hinman ignited the witch hunt hysteria, the use of innocent people as scapegoats, and the refusal of town officials to listen to reason are evident in his statement. Topic sentence has to have the title of the play, The Crucible, in italics, and the author, Arthur Miller. Make sure you include the 3 points that mirror your thesis. The killing that ignited the hysteria, the use of innocent people as scapegoats, and the refusal of officials to listen to reason. Note if it was ever drop in a quotation or other evidence without first including a setup sentence that prepares the reader and explains the background. Make sure you set up the quote and you give the background information so that the reader knows. First quote, explain what's going on. First, in the opening act of the play, the audience finds the young girl sick and unconscious in her bed, as Reverend Samuel Ayres prays over her, hoping that her sickness does not lead to rumors of witchcraft. To give your quote, make sure you use quote integration and parenthetical documentation. Don't worry, there's a video on that. Now I can add the quote. One of the older girls, Abigail Williams, shakes the girl and tries to force her to stop her theatrics, yelling, "Why are you doing this? I told you he knows." Miller. You can see the quote integration, the information that goes before. In parenthetical documentation, I have the author's last name and the page number. After you give the quote, make sure you explain the quote. So, immediately after, you state the evidence, you explain the underlying message or main idea. Explanation has 2 parts. One reminds the reader of what is happening in the play, and the second ties it back to your thesis. For part A, remind the reader of what's happening in the play and add additional information. Is there anything about this quote or example that wouldn't be obvious? Is there anything unique or confusing about it that you need to clear up? Draw attention. Part 2 is when you tie it back to support your thesis. In what ways does this evidence support your thesis? Explain the strongest points you can think of. How does the evidence relate to the original author's main idea? Is there anything you can use to... So this is an important step some people forget. After you explain the quote, don't forget to tie it back to how it relates to your thesis overall. Explanation, Betty has been in her bed since the girls were caught dancing in the woods, and without a medical cause of her strange illness, the people in the town introduced whispers of witchcraft that act as a catalyst for the... Then you go on to your next point, and then your... Next, Abigail, a twisted young girl, accuses an innocent person named Tituba, a slave from Barbados, of... See how easy that is? You totally got this. Now, go write your body paragraph. Again, wrap it all up with a concluding sentence. It should not include any new information that wasn't discussed in your paragraph and should be similar to your topic sentence.